I'll show how to create a production-ready web service in a few easy steps. First, I create a collection where we can store all the objects we will create for this project. Next, I'll create a microservice object. I name it Calculate Average. Microservice objects allow us to write some JavaScript that will be executed using Node.js on Amazon Lambda. The main thing for us to know is that any data passed to the service as JSON is available to us in the variable input, and that we need to call a function kb with our result. The first parameter here would be something other than null if we wanted to report an error with our service. This and everything else about the API for microservices is also available in our documentation, which can be opened by clicking here. So, as said, the input passed to our service is assigned to the input variable. Let's expect a property numbers here, which contains a set of numbers we want to calculate the average from. When this property is not provided, we issue an error with the callback function. We will now add a check if all elements in the numbers array are actually numbers. For this, we first create a little helper library. I go to the browser and create a new micro library with the name isNumber. Microlibraries are small, reusable pieces of JavaScript code. Anything I attach to the variable lib will be exported. So here I export a function validate and add some JavaScript to check if the passed parameter is a number. Now I go back to my microservice and loop through the numbers array. I can drag and drop the isNumber microlibrary in here to check each argument and issue an error if it's not valid. We are now going to actually calculate the average. For this, I use an existing NPM library, mass.js. I can import it by going to the dependencies and selecting NPM packages. Here, I now add the mass.js dependency with the latest version I want to use. Now I call the function mean from this library and return the result using the callback function. I can test this library on the Test tab. I provide a JSON here with a numbers array. And if I run this, I get the average as the result. Finally, I can deploy a production version of this service on the Deploy tab. A deployed production version will not change when I continue to develop my microservice until I release a new production version. I can grab an endpoint to the production version and call this from any app that supports HTTP requests. So that was all for creating a simple microservice. As you can see, if you just need a service for simple tasks that you need to run scalable and secure in the cloud, you can create a new microservice object in a few seconds. Even better, you can use micro-library objects to break up your JavaScript code into small, manageable, and reusable pieces. So you can use ObjectHub solely for developing the backend of your mobile apps and web pages, but you can also use it to develop user interfaces, which we will show in the next tutorial.